Milan FinTech Summit 2024, Allianz MiCo, Milan, 2 days of work to talk about the future of FinTech and the innovation in financial and banking services. In this moment, we are together with Vytautas Karalevicius, who is co-founder at Bankera, BankingLab and SpectroCoin. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me today.
So, Vytautas, today with you, we want to talk about the buzzword of the moment, so the AI, but also about the fact that all the people who are asking to have or to implement, to improve in their systems or processes the AI, maybe they don't know what AI is. So, according to you, what is the real good approach, the real good strategy to use AI and to improve it in processes, for example, of a financial company?
So first of all, I like to define that like we're still far away from the AI, what is artificial intelligence in the meaning sense, because what we have now is actually like a implementation of large language models and a lot of like machine learning and other advanced statistics models. And what catch the attention of the public, which puts a lot of pressure on the companies to apply AI, is that the thing called generative AI, when the AI is able to generate the content, let's say a text, let's say ChatGPT or images and so on. And then you have a lot of like pressure to the businesses to apply that. As I said today in the panel discussion, that reminds me of the buzz on the blockchain, which happened 7 years ago, back in 2017 and 18. Then companies were pushed to try to apply blockchain everywhere where it's possible and impossible. And now we have the same push for AI. If you think outside a bit more far away, the technologies which are kind of as part of the AI building tools have been already used in many businesses in the fintech industry. First of all, let's say in the KYC, when you try to recognize the the face and match the face with the passport, anti-fraud, yes. Also, the like external threat detection tools in the cybersecurity or even investment world, when the companies are using the machine learning to detect how much oil are in the refineries and so on from the satellite pictures. So that's already been like seen. But I think like these stakeholders, which are like say willing to not to miss the opportunity on AI, which probably would be the right approach, they should think about what is needed for AI to work properly. And one of these things is actually the data which is fed to these algorithms to be thought about. And this data has to be quality. And what many people see in today's world, actually, that a lot of companies, they have legacy systems, they have changed their databases more a lot of times. So many things have been already in the paper and so on. And there's no nice data structure in the business. So I think like these stakeholders who are trying to push their companies to use more AI actually should push their company internal processes to have to improve their data hygiene and to have like a data structure which could later be applied to roll over the AI tools fast and be fast to the market.
But according to your observatory, from your point of view, what is the main, or what are the main advices to give to these companies in order to create a good quality of data? What they have to do in really to reach this goal?
I think they have to have their vision how we want the data to look, let's say in 3 or 4 years, because to convert the data is a very hard process and it's like very time extensive, and companies have much higher priorities. But the company has to have like a plan how we want the data to look, let's say in the next 5 or 10 years, the structure, the names of the different objects and so on. And then once we build something new, they have to apply that to their vision, not to something which we had inherited from the legacy system and so on. And that will naturally like move the data to a nice data structure, because like to converting the data, let's say in a bank or any big organization, it's more or less impossible and it's going to cost a lot. But if a company has a vision how we want the data to look over, let's say, next 10 years, then every change they do, it has to align to the new data structure they aim for, not the one they have inherited from the past.
So, but when you talk about data, usually, mostly in this moment, from NIS2, PSD2, the, the GDPR, and all the regulations and the regulatory frameworks, mostly in Europe, that are changing, and that the Commission, the European Commission, is creating. what is the real priority to keep the compliance under this point of view when you talk about the quality of data and the protection of this kind of data?
In the financial industry, the data aligns easily to the reporting because that's what is required by the regulators. So, for example, like in the banking, it's easier because most of, especially in the EU, because most of the reporting requirements comes from the ECB. So it doesn't matter if a bank is regulated directly by the ECB or supervised by the central bank of a European country. The reporting is more or less similar. While for, let's say, more niche and more fintech industries, the reporting usually varies from the country to country, from regulator to regulator. So, for example, it's not even for the businesses more harder to expand to other, like say, to other industries and be regulated in another EU nation. But it also doesn't make the technology so flexible that, let's say, if you build a product in one EU nation, you can easily sell that to the other EU nation because they have different reporting requirements and you have to rebuild it from scratch. So it kind of limits the benefits of a single market. So I think that has to be in the place of the European Commission to make initially the reporting among the EU nations, EU members, more or less the same. So that will go down to the software, which will be more or less the same, and which will go down to the databases and the data structures in the companies itself, which will also make not only the regulation easier, because when a supervisor is coming to one company, they will more or less see the same structure of data as in the other company because it aligns to the requirements. But also it will change. It will make open more talent because the people which are used to work in one company will be a bit more faster to adopt in another company because many things will be aligned because of these regulatory requirements.
And talking about talents, there are some new skills in order to manage in the right way the data and the quality of data, according to you, for the future. Look into the future.
Yeah, yes, like everyone is talking about the data scientists, which are now, say, becoming more or less AI specialists because data science, machine learning is the same thing. It's actually just an additional tool. And most of these people, we are more talking about the algorithms, and they usually have this problem of a data quality. I have my colleagues from my studies in PhD when they are dealing with huge banks in Belgium, and they had this issue, and like they are open to a huge data set, which would be amazing for research. But just because like every branch of that bank has a different policy, say, for issuing loans and so on, and everything is in paper, it's very hard to, like, say, to standardize the data and to apply the technology we have today.
Yes, also to manage them in the same way in different countries, maybe. So thank you for being with us and for your spotlight on this.
Thank you for having me today.